Hey, Jason Palliser here with Real Estate Investing TV. So today I want to talk about what is wholesaling with respects to real estate. So we get this question all the time. It's a super hot topic out here in the real estate market. Anybody that wants to invest in real estate, we get hit probably 200 times a week about, hey, I want to get into wholesaling, or tell me a little bit more about wholesaling. So that's what this video is for. And I'll tell you in a few minutes why. To me, I kind of consider it the gateway drug to graduating to a full-blown real estate investor, right? But let's just talk with wholesaling, about wholesaling in general here. So I want to start by saying that pretty much everything is wholesaled. This shirt, wholesaled. My team's Red Bull drink here, wholesaled, right? A wholesaler sent it to a gas station. You bought it, there's a markup at the gas station, right? So wholesaling real estate is no different. So everyone is used to, so you're here to learn about it. Everyone's used to regular real estate, okay? Meaning this, hey, you find a house, most people walk around on a daily basis, you've been taught your whole life. You find a property, the way to make money on a property is to buy it, fix it, and sell it. That's what most people think, right? But here's what wholesaling is introduced into the real estate sandbox, okay? Wholesaling simply means this. You're locating a property that's cheaper than what somebody else will pay for it. That's what wholesaling is, okay? So an example might be you find a house that needs a little bit of work, and you have a homeowner that doesn't have the resources to fix it up, and you just come in and make them a cash offer on the property, write a contract, and then turn around and sell that property to somebody else, and you don't care what they do on the back end. Here's the thing which starts getting people a little confused. Wholesaling a property simply means this. You've written a contract, you've got a property that you control for a certain amount of time, okay? And then you're going to sell that to somebody else. You're going to sell that contract to somebody else. So what wholesaling is with respects to real estate is taking something that you located by various techniques that we've trained 25,000 investors across the nation on it, but well, we'll save that for a different day. But you've located an off-market property. Realtors don't have their hands on it yet, because realtors, what most people are used to with real estate, they say, hey, I think I can get X, Y, Z for your property. Hey, if you paint it and do all these other things, I might be able to put it on the market and get X, Y, Z. You're coming in as an investor, and that's why you're here to learn about what is wholesaling, to find a property cheap and simply write a very structured contract, which people can teach you to do. We teach people to do, and then sell the contract to someone else for more money. So pretty much everything that you buy on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis has been wholesaled in some fashion. It's very rare that you're direct with that on a particular product that it hasn't changed hands. That's what wholesaling is in real estate. You get good at locating off-market properties. You understand how to talk to a homeowner about why it's important to potentially work with you and save money versus working with a realtor. You write a contract, and then you wholesale that contract to somebody else that wants to pay more. But here's where people get confused. Well, who would I be selling it to? Why would they want to buy it from me? I always tell people this. If somebody's willing to pay, if you write a contract for 100 grand and somebody's willing to pay 120 to buy that contract off of you, so basically you make $20,000. Do you really care what they do with it on the back end? They may keep it because they bought it for a family member that's moving to the area. They may buy it to fix it up and rent it out for cash flow and tax deductions. They may know somebody that they want to work with on the property, and they buy it off of you for 120 grand because you wrote it for 100, you're making $20,000, and they may be able to sell it 2 weeks later after putting some paint in it to someone else they know for 130. So what is wholesaling? Wholesaling is taking something, in this case real estate, and locating a good off-market property, writing a contract, and then selling it to someone else that will pay more for that contract. Other things that we do and teach is we teach 9 different ways to find in any zip code in America end cash buyers that want to buy contracts from you. And the reason that they're willing to pay for those contracts is they don't have the skills on the front end to bleed out through a marketplace and get to those deals first. So why do I call it a gateway drug? Here's why I call wholesaling real estate the gateway drug to real estate investing, is that most people starting out don't have a bunch of capital. So they walk around because they've been taught their whole life, hey, if you're going to get a house, you need the money to buy it. You need the money to fix it up. Well, no, not if you're wholesaling. That's why it's the easiest path to becoming a full-blown, full-time real estate investor, is that you don't need the money to do it. If you do this the right way, you can simply write a contract, sell the contract to somebody else. Okay? So that's why I call it the gateway drug to real estate investing. Is like, it's your easiest path to graduate to full-blown real estate investing. And the reason being is that you can make chunks of money fast. So imagine a world where in as little as 2 contracts that you write, 2 wholesale contracts, and you have an end cash buyer that wants to pay for those contracts and take them off of your hands. Let's just say in 2 transactions, you make $50,000, $60,000. For most people, that eclipses their yearly income. So what if you did that in 1 calendar month? That means you have 11 months of the rest of the year to repeat the process and fine tune your craft and get even better at it. And now all of a sudden you have the capital in the bank to graduate to full-blown investing. So that's kind of where we come full circle, is that now that you've sold a property to, you have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in the bank. Now you use those same skills that we could teach you, right? To get to all the off-market property first, because that's the real game here. So if you want to wholesale, you just got to get to things first, right? And there's several ways that you could do that. And so imagine a world where you've done it twice. Now you have some money in the bank, and you apply that same skill set to locate a property again that's off market, but now you want to keep one to cash flow. So on top of getting a discount on a property, maybe it's 100 grand, you're getting it for 75. Imagine a world where you can now put down 20, 30, 40, 50 grand. You have a house payment of $300 and it rents for $1,100, $1,200 a month. You have $700, $800, $900 a month in cash flow. Now all of a sudden you have a property with tax write-offs. You have monster equity, monster cash flow. You could actually go get a loan to get some more equity out of the property to do another one and another one and another one. So that's why, what is wholesaling? Wholesaling is simply getting to things first, writing a good contract, and instead of just putting normal traditional real estate, a property on the MLS for end retail buyers, you locate some properties that need a little bit of work. And then on the back end, okay, so on the back end, you can now sell to cash buyers, and you simply walk out at closing. Here's the cool part about this. So why is wholesaling real estate so sexy? Okay? If you do this right, you don't need any money. Okay? If you do this right, you can literally walk into a closing at a title company or a title attorney, depending on what state you live in, come to sign to buy it with no money. And then 1 minute later, go, you know what? I'm deciding to sell this house, because you have an end cash buyer that wants to pay more for it. And literally 1 minute later, sign to sell it. And that end person, in my scenario where you wrote a contract for 100 grand, the end person's willing to pay 120, okay? That end person brings in 120. It flows to pay the homeowner off, where you wrote a contract to a homeowner for 100 grand. What's left over is the 20 grand, which is what we call the spread, and you get that. So hopefully this starts to crystallize for you and help you understand why this is the easiest path to becoming a full-blown real estate investor. The fun part about it is that no loan, no paycheck subs, no tax returns, no W-2s, no bank statements needed. Literally, if you fine-tune and try and put your foot in the door to real estate investing, start to play in the real estate investor sandbox, the easiest path to do that is definitely, without a doubt, wholesale real estate. Because all you have to do is get good on the front end, what we call the front end, which is locating off-market properties before a homeowner decides to talk to a realtor about selling their property. So it's basically, can you get there first, show them your value, write a very good contract with specific verbiage in it, which we could teach you to do, okay? And then that contract's written well, and then identify cash buyers in every zip code in America. Because here's what I need you to understand. Here's something I need you to take away from this. There are cash buyers in every zip code in America. So think of 3 zip codes right now that may come to mind for you that, you know what, I'm gonna get started and I really do wanna do this. In your area, pick 3 zip codes, and you can start applying some front-end techniques to get to off-market properties first. And then also, you can be taught techniques to 8 to 9 different ways. Start to identify different cash buyers in those zip codes that other people simply can't find. And then here's the fun part. You write a contract at a discount. You sell the piece of paper. You didn't even have to own the property for more than 1 second. You sell the piece of paper to somebody else that wants to pay cash for it, okay? So you sell to somebody else that wants to pay cash for it. and you can rinse and repeat and do it again. No holding time, no payments, no inventory. Like, hey, what's the average days on market? None of that applies to you as a real estate investor. So why do I love this? Why do I consider wholesaling real estate as the gateway drug to becoming a full-blown investor? Because it's the fastest path to make chunks of money that you can now apply to other aspects of real estate, other exit strategies like buy and hold for rent, Airbnb, owner financing, lease options, fix and flip, all the stuff that you're probably used to. But if you're trying to learn about what's wholesaling with respects to real estate, it's simply getting the stuff first, writing a good contract, buying stuff at a discount on paper, and then selling in a specific amount of time that you put specific triggers in your contract that buy you time to find the end cash buyer to sell it off to them. So hopefully this helped inform you. Stay tuned. We have some more good stuff coming for you to teach you to become a full-blown real estate investor. We love teaching our 2-day blueprint clients how to attack a market 30 different ways and how to win this game. So see you on the next video. But that's wholesale investing is the fastest way to make chunks of money fast, quit your job, be free, and then become a full-time real estate investor, which is everyone we touch. That's what we aspire to help them get to. So hope this was informational for you. Stay tuned. If you like this, share it with other people. We can't wait to add you to be a part of our family as a real estate investor, and we'll see you on the inside. Bye, guys.